You know that sound of a bird singing? It probably makes you think of a pretty peaceful, serene scene. But for some birds, that song, well, it signals the arrival of one of nature's greatest con artists. So let's dive into the fascinating and honestly pretty ruthless world of the common cuckoo. For centuries, we've basically celebrated the cuckoo. I mean, this lyric here is from a song written way back in the 1200s, and it hails the cuckoo's call as the first sign of spring. It's the symbol of warmth, of new life. But behind that famous song is a secret strategy of pure deception. It's a story of an evolutionary arms race that is still going on right now. So what is the secret behind this beloved bird? Well, the cuckoo doesn't build nests. It doesn't incubate its own eggs. It doesn't even feed its own young. Nope. It has perfected a life of crime based on one single brilliant strategy. That strategy is called brood parasitism. And the common cuckoo isn't just a casual parasite, it's what scientists call an obligate brood parasite. And that means this isn't just a backup plan or a part-time gig, it is the only way it can reproduce. It literally tricks other, often much smaller birds into doing all the hard work of being a parent. And get this, it does this with absolutely staggering efficiency. In just one breeding season, a single female cuckoo can lay her eggs in up to 50. That's 50 different nests. Just try to picture that. One bird outsourcing all of her parental duties to dozens of unsuspecting families, from tiny reed warblers to dunnocks. It is a numbers game on an absolutely epic scale. Now, to pull off a heist of this magnitude, you are going to need a very specialized set of tools. And the cuckoo, well, it's evolved an incredible toolkit for deception. It's a master of disguise, of timing, and of sabotage, all of it sharpened by millions of years of evolution. Okay, so the cuckoo's first trick is mimicry, and it is a good one. It looks remarkably like a sparrowhawk, a deadly predator of small birds. And that is no coincidence. By looking like a hawk, the cuckoo creates panic. It scares the real parents away from their nest, buying just enough time to sneak in and drop off its, let's call it, criminal cargo. And the deception is incredibly specialized. You see, female cuckoos belong to different family lines, called gentes, and each one targets a very specific host with a perfectly mimicked counterfeit egg. She can get in and out in just a few seconds, often removing one of the real eggs to make the switch. But her final trick? She holds the egg inside her own body for an extra 24 hours. That gives it a crucial head start on incubation. And that head start is absolutely critical because the cuckoo chick hatches first. And what it does next, it's just astonishingly brutal. Even though it's naked, blind, and just hours old, it has one single powerful instinct: get rid of all the competition. It will systematically hoist every single other egg and any chicks that have already hatched onto its back and just push them right out of the nest. This act guarantees that it becomes the sole focus of its new foster parents, who will work themselves ragged feeding this giant imposter, often until it's several times their own size. But hold on, this isn't a totally one-sided story. The host birds are not just helpless victims in all of this. They are fighting back. What we're really watching here is a co-evolutionary arms race, where every single cuckoo adaptation is met with a new host counter-adaptation, all in a constant battle for survival. So if you're a small bird, how on earth do you fight back against a parasite that is this sophisticated? Well, it turns out you develop a few clever strategies of your own. Some hosts have learned to recognize the hawk disguise, and they'll team up to mob the cuckoo and drive it away. Others become expert egg detectors, spotting the forgery and just tossing it out. Some will even cut their losses and abandon the whole nest. But recently, scientists discovered a defense that was way more direct. This whole arms race is so complex that scientists are constantly uncovering new tactics. Just when we think we have it all figured out, a new discovery comes along and challenges everything we thought we knew. For the longest time, the consensus in the scientific community was that once a cuckoo chick hatched, the hosts were totally tricked. Game over. The battle was lost. But then, A 2009 study on Australian bronze cuckoos and one of their hosts, a little bird called the large-billed gerygone, revealed something completely unexpected. For the first time ever recorded, scientists filmed the host parents ejecting the parasitic chick, not the egg, the live hatched baby bird. This was a shocking discovery. It proved that the arms race had escalated to a new and a much more violent stage. This constant battle has also led scientists to look closer at the cuckoo egg itself. For a long time, we've known that many cuckoo eggs have unusually thick shells. The big question, though, was why? So the leading theory was pretty simple, and it made a lot of sense. They called it the puncture resistance hypothesis. The idea was, if a host bird tries to get rid of a cuckoo egg by pecking a hole in it, a thicker shell just makes that a whole lot harder. It's basically an evolutionary shield against eviction. It's a great theory, right? Sounds logical, but a 2022 study on Australian cuckoos decided to really put it to the test, and, well, the results basically turned everything on its head. The evidence just didn't line up. The data was the complete opposite of what they expected. Cuckoos that target hosts in open, cup-shaped nests, the ones that eject eggs, they had normal shells. But cuckoos targeting hosts that accept the eggs but live in enclosed dome-shaped nests, their eggs had thicker shells. So the conclusion wasn't puncture resistance, it was impact resistance. A thicker shell simply keeps the egg from cracking when the female has to drop it from above into an enclosed nest. So, after all this incredible deception and evolutionary warfare, what does the story of the cuckoo actually teach us? Because it's a lot more than just a tale about a freeloader. It's a real window into how nature, and even science itself, really works. The cuckoo story really gives us a few key lessons. First, it shows that evolution is a high-stakes conflict, a constant back-and-forth battle of wits. It shows us that nature can be brutally efficient, and that deception is just another tool for survival. It's also a great reminder that our scientific understanding is always changing. And maybe most surprisingly, because the cuckoo depends on so many other bird species, its very presence is a powerful sign of a healthy, diverse ecosystem. You know, this connection between the cuckoo's biology and our own human behavior isn't new at all. We've been fascinated by its parasitic lifestyle for centuries. Here, Shakespeare, in his play Love's Labour's Lost, used the cuckoo's habit of laying its egg in another's nest as a pretty clear metaphor for infidelity. In fact, the word cuckold comes directly from the cuckoo's name, forever linking this bird's survival strategy to very human themes of deception and betrayal. Which brings us to a final question. After learning about all its intricate deceptions and the ruthless efficiency of its young, it's really easy to cast the cuckoo as a villain, right? But in the world of biology, there really are no villains or heroes. There is only the relentless, unending drive to survive and pass on your genes. The cuckoo isn't evil. It's an evolutionary masterpiece, a true, undeniable master of survival.